steering wheel to make the car believe somebody's hand was on the wheel, and then sliding over to the passenger's seat, that despite nobody being in the driver's seat, the car's autopilot feature engaged and the car drove itself. Consumer Reports says a car drove up and down a track without anybody touching the steering wheel. Alex Stone, ABC News.
Coming up, your 680 News Business Report. 680 News Time, 1:25.
Get hooked on Bolts Plus. Bolts Plus is your fastener specialist, plus so much more. Check out their massive showroom filled with an extensive inventory of industrial and safety supplies, such as abrasives, adhesives, and lubricants, anchors, storage bins, paints and coatings, cutting tools, chain hooks, and wire rope. Plus a huge stock of DeWalt and Milwaukee power tools. Let their knowledgeable staff source your hard-to-find items. Bolts Plus. Proudly Canadian owned and operated. Many locations to serve you. Shop online, boltsplus.ca.
IUEC Local 50 reminds you that the National Day of Mourning commemorates workers killed or injured due to workplace-related hazards and incidents. They are a daily reminder of the importance of ongoing good health and safety conditions. All workers who leave the safety of their homes to keep the economy moving deserve a safe place to work. On Wednesday, April 28th, pause to remember those lost or hurt on the job and commit to a safer workplace. A special message from the International Union of Elevator Constructors Local 50. Visit IUEC50.org.
680 News Time, 1:26. Now, the 680 News Business Report. Here's Stuart McGinn.
Good morning. Happy Friday. Well, the pandemic has triggered a broader discussion about paid sick leave. Such a policy is not solely in the hands of the government. Some Canadian employers are taking matters into their own hands, ensuring their workers can take a sick day if and when they need to without the fear of losing a day's pay. Out of 36 Canadian employers contacted in a recent survey, 14 said they do offer these benefits. The names include CIBC, Dollarama, WestJet, Labatt Brewing, and Loblaws. But while those companies eliminate the issue for their employees, the problem remains far from solved. Just 42% of working Canadians say they have access to paid sick leave. What's worse is that includes only 10% of lower wage workers. Markets coming off a losing Thursday session. The Dow, S&P 500, and NASDAQ all losing just about 1%. The TSX down more than 100 points or 0.5% to 19,031. The loonie still hanging around 80 cents U.S. Now with more market headlines, here's Bloomberg Radio.
Johnson & Johnson's suspended COVID-19 vaccine goes back under the regulatory microscope today. The CDC Advisory Committee will meet to consider lifting the pause. Reports say it could be lifted, with the FDA adding a warning to the label about the risk of rare blood clots. The maker of Sam Adams is making sure bars and restaurants are well stocked with its best-selling brands this summer, including Truly Hard Seltzer and Twisted Tea. Boston Beer credits those brands for a better-than-expected first quarter. It'll soon be easier to get a Discover card. Discover Financial is easing its credit standards to where they were before the pandemic, as it makes a push for new customers. We'll see this morning if Wall Street has gotten over a report that President Biden is preparing to raise capital gains taxes for the wealthy. The report sent stocks to their biggest loss in more than a month yesterday. Larry Kofsky, Bloomberg Radio.
And at the Business Center, I'm Stuart McGinn.
At Sleep Country, we wish your old mattress well, but after thousands of sleeps, bedtime stories, and peaceful mornings, it's time for your mattress to officially retire. It's done so much for you, but your body deserves more comfort and support. It's time to make a switch. Right now, get a hot price on a comfy queen mattress with a breathable organic cotton cover for only $3.99. But hurry, the time to switch event ends Tuesday. Sleep well, stay well. Sleep Country.
Wednesday, April 28th is International Guide Dog Day, and as the world celebrates, here in Canada, we are facing the most severe shortage of guide dogs in our country's history. Hi, I'm Ben Mulrooney, proud CNIB Guide Dog sponsor. CNIB has launched a nationwide campaign to urgently expand their guide dog program, and they need your help. In honor of International Guide Dog Day, please join me in becoming a CNIB Guide Dog sponsor at sponsorpuppies.ca. That's sponsorpuppies.ca. Thanks, Canada.
680 News is CFTR AM Toronto. 680 News Time, 1:30.
Toronto's #1 for breaking news, traffic, and weather. This is 680 News.
Good morning. This is Friday, April 23rd. I'm Tiwana Turner.
And I'm Michelle Halim. Here's what's making news this hour.
All pregnant women are being added to the highest risk category for vaccinations, which means they'll soon be able to get a shot.
With a dangerous record spread of COVID variants, the Trudeau government is banning all passenger flights from India and Pakistan for the next 30 days.
Provincial health officials say younger Ontarians are now dying of COVID-19 in their own homes, but says there is a glimmer of hope that the tide of infections could be turning.
Test positivity in Peel region is over 22%, and now the region is taking more steps to getting cases under control.
The Leafs knock off the Jets in Thursday night action. We'll hear from Jack Campbell after the win, and we'll also run down some scores after a busy evening elsewhere in the NHL. Sports at 45.
Taking sick leave into their own hands, a list of Canadian companies that already offer it, while markets are lower once again heading into the Friday trade.
680 News Time, 1:31.
You know what that means? Time for traffic and weather together on the ones. Here's Craig Gear.
This report is brought to you by Lexus of Oakville. Southbound Winston Churchill ramp to the East 401's closed. We have the 409 ramp to the East 401 Express blocked off. South McCowan ramp to the East 401 blocked off too. Southbound Markham Road, North McCowan ramps to the West 401 shut down. And the westbound 401 ramp to McCowan's closed. Northbound Winston Churchill and southbound James Snow ramps to the West 401 also closed off. A stretch of the 40 rebound KWW is closed from approaching North Shore to just past it. It's past it. It's a short stretch, and it's not a huge delay either, or detour really. You're just kind of skirting around where they need to work. South 427, the ramp to Finch is closed. For a limited time, Lisa 2021 NX300 F Sport Series 1 at 1.9% with biweekly payments from $228 and F Sport credits of $3,000. See lexusofOakville.ca. Next report at 1:41 with the forecast. Here's Michelle Mackey.
A gorgeous day in store, and I think we deserve it after the last 2 days of below seasonal weather. Lots of sunshine through the day. A bit of a wind chill this morning. We wake up to -1, feeling closer to -6. But into this afternoon, we hold on to that sunshine, and we'll see a daytime high of 17 degrees.
Right now in downtown Toronto, it's clear and 1 degree, feeling like -4. Similar conditions near Toronto Pearson at 0, feeling like -5. 680 News Time, 1:33.
Pregnant women are being moved to the top priority list for COVID-19 vaccines in Ontario. A government source confirmed to 680 News the province plans to move them into the highest risk category of health conditions for vaccine eligibility. Originally, pregnancy was expected to be part of the third tier of eligibility for mid-May.
The Society of Obstetricians of Gynecologists of Canada has been recommending the move, telling the CBC pregnant women who have COVID-19 appear to be more likely to develop respiratory complications compared to non-pregnant women, which often requires intensive care and ventilation. Official details are expected from the Ontario government later today, and the news comes just days after New Brunswick made a similar move.
Meantime, the federal government has introduced a 30-day travel ban from India and Pakistan to Canada as concerns mount over another highly contagious COVID-19 variant. As 680's Parliament Hill reporter Cormac McSweeney reports, both countries have seen massive outbreaks in recent days and weeks.
The B1617 variant has been slamming India, which has hit a global record of 330,000 new cases in a single day. Health Minister Patty Haidu says the troubling spread has led to this 30-day ban on all passenger flights from India and Pakistan.
By eliminating direct travel from these countries, public health experts will have the time to evaluate the ongoing epidemiology of that region.
Cargo flights can continue to maintain the shipping of essential goods, and people who try to use stopover flights to still come to Canada will face additional testing and screening. Canada has seen dozens of cases of this new variant, with 39 in BC and 1 in Quebec. But Transport Minister Omar Al-Gabra is urging everyone not to stigmatize people from COVID hotspots.
This virus is not Chinese, nor is it Indian. It affects us all.
This flight suspension comes after the opposition and a pair of premiers called for new restrictions, and a motion was passed unanimously in the House of Commons. Cormac McSweeney, Hill.
You're listening to All News Radio 680 News. And 680's Renee Bernard continues our coverage and tells us the variant that's getting a lot of attention in India right now isn't even considered a variant of concern yet.
But that will soon change, says Dr. Jeffrey Joy, a senior researcher at UBC. He says this particular variant is actually an accumulation of several mutations, and it has a worrying effect on the body.
Some of those mutations in the spike protein that it has actually reduces the body's immune system's ability to neutralize the virus. So it's a bit immune evasive, we call it.
And even though it was first detected in October, we still don't know much about it. Joy points out it's not known if it makes people sicker and if its fatality rate is any worse. And perhaps most troubling, we don't know how well the vaccines work against it. I'm Renee Bernard.
680 News Time, 1:36. Workplaces in Toronto that reported more than 5 COVID-19 cases in the past 2 weeks will be ordered closed starting today. Toronto Public Health issued the Section 22 order on Tuesday, citing rapid spread of cases and variants of concern in workplaces. Public Health will notify employers how long their businesses will need to close and which employees will need to self-isolate. In a statement, Mayor John Tory says the order is meant to slam the brakes on workplace outbreaks that we know are moving much faster due to variants of concern. The closures will not affect childcare facilities or emergency services.
You're listening to 680 News. Mayor John Tory will be holding a virtual event to commemorate the 3rd anniversary of the North York van attack. On this day in 2018, Alec Manassian intentionally drove his van onto a busy sidewalk in North York, killing 10 people and injuring 16 others. After a virtual trial, Manassian was found guilty of 26 charges, including 10 for first-degree murder. Manassian's lawyers argued he was not criminally responsible due to his autism spectrum disorder. But Justice Anne Malloy's ruled in favor of the prosecution, agreeing that Manassian knew what he was doing and intended to gain notoriety with the attack.
680 News Time, 1:37. Ontario reported COVID-19 related deaths in the past 24 hours, the highest number. 40 COVID-19 related deaths in the past 24 hours, the highest number seen during the 3rd wave. Now the province's top doctors are revealing more details about the troubling spike.
Ontario's Chief Coroner Dr. Dirk Heyer says the numbers have been in the range of 2 per day over the past 2 weeks, nothing like what we saw in the first 2 waves.
Many had symptoms, and then those symptoms have been present, not to the extent that were recognized as necessarily requiring hospitalization, and then they were found deceased later in the day or in the morning.
However, Dr. David Williams says there is a glimmer of hope as we are slowly seeing the impact of the stay-at-home order.
Are we at a plateau? Some things are dipping down a bit. These are all indications that we might be starting to bend the curve a bit, but it's not enough time yet. We're just seeing the impact now of the stay-at-home order, and we need to watch it a bit further.
The province reported 3,682 new cases of COVID-19 Thursday, and for the first time in more than a month, there were more resolved cases versus new ones. I'm Madison Fitzpatrick.
You're listening to All News Radio 680 News. The city of Brampton is dealing with a test positivity rate of over 22%, prompting Peel Region to expand its hotspot vaccination clinics to include workplaces and community settings. 680's Phil Martino has more.
Peel's Medical Officer of Health, Dr. Lawrence Lowe, says the province has selected the initial workplace partners to run on-site and community vaccination clinics. They are Amazon, Maple Leaf Foods, and Maple Lodge Farms.
Basically, the agreement is that they will do a pop-up community clinic in a community center or place of worship somewhere in a neighborhood close to their facility that they serve, and that will serve members of the community hotspots, and they will do also their employees, particularly ones who have difficulty working from home.
Employees at workplaces will be contacted directly by their employer with clinic information. Peel is approaching 500,000 COVID-19 vaccines administered. I'm Phil Martino.
It's a good day to fill up on gas. In just 30 seconds, we'll tell you what the price of gas will be at the pumps. 680 News Time, 1:39.
Hey fellas, what good is a tool if it's not rigid? Rigid Power Tools. Orange and black, leading the pack. Because Rigid Power Tools have the industry's only lifetime service agreement. Free batteries for life, free parts for life, and free service for life. For on the job or a job around the house. Rigid.
Rigid tools.
life. Rigid tools available exclusively at the Home Depot.
Now the 680 News gas price update. The price of gas went down 2 cents at midnight to $1.27.9 a liter at most GTA stations. In just 60 seconds, traffic and weather together on the ones. 680 News time, 1:40.
Hey, it's Dean Sokolos from Willowdale Nissan. Great news, we are open. All safety protocols are in place as we regularly fog and wipe down all touch points for your safety. We will all get through this together, and to help, we are offering our best deals of the year with the Nissan My Choice sales event. Get incredible offers in the entire lineup of Nissan vehicles. The My Choice sales event at Willowdale Nissan, the #1 Nissan dealership in Ontario and your Nissan GTA headquarters. Visit willowdalenissan.com.
McDonald's Egg McMuffin is made with a freshly cracked egg. But wait, there's also a bacon and egg McMuffin and a sausage and egg McMuffin. Right now, they're just $3 each. Good luck deciding. Plus tax for limited time at participating restaurants. Excludes delivery.
680 News time, 1:41. Time for traffic and weather together on the ones. How are the roads looking, Craig?
Pretty decent. We have a bit of construction out and about that's blocking some ramps and whatnot. So we've got the South Winston Churchill and the 409 ramps to the eastbound 401 closed. South McCowan ramp to the east 401's blocked off too. Southbound Markham Road, North McCowan, North Winston Churchill, South James Snow Parkway ramps to the west 401 shut down. Also westbound 401 no access to McCowan. Southbound on the 427, no access to Finch. Ramp still closed, and then 40 rebound QEW as you approach North Shore to just past of North Shore. You're kind of doing a bit of a detour. You got to get off the highway for a very short stretch. Next report's at 1:51 with the forecast. Here's Michelle Mackey.
After 2 days of below seasonal temperatures and snow, we are welcoming back spring this afternoon. We have lots of sunshine in the forecast thanks to an area of high pressure that's sitting over Ontario today. Waking up to -1, but this afternoon we will see a high of 17 degrees. Into Saturday, we'll see some cloud cover build in through the afternoon, a high of 15 degrees, and then after dinner and through the overnight, our next area of low pressure moves in, bringing us about 5 to 10 millimeters of rain.
Right now in downtown Toronto, clear skies, 1 degree, feeling like -4. Over at Pearson Airport, similar conditions, 0, feeling a little colder at -5. A popular rap star is in a verbal battle with a member of Congress.
Back in February, Cardi B drew criticism over her performance with Megan Thee Stallion at the Grammys. Now she's hearing about it again. Wisconsin Congressman Glenn Gruntman took to the floor of the House to blast that performance. Cardi B is questioning the timing of this criticism. She notes it comes just as the nation is focused on the trial of Derek Chauvin, the former Minneapolis police officer convicted of killing George Floyd, a black man who died in police custody after being suspected of passing a fake $20 bill. Cardi B says the GOP lawmakers' fixation on suggestive dance moves and not police brutality says a lot about his priorities. I'm Oscar Wells Gabriel.
In just 60 seconds, we'll recap your top stories and sports. 680 News time, 1:43.
FH Health is a private medical clinic offering testing for COVID-19. If you need clearance for essential travel or are concerned or responsible for workplace safety, FH Health offers same-day PCR and rapid COVID testing. And the best part? You're in and out in just a few minutes. Go to fhhealth.ca to book an appointment today at one of our 5 GTA clinics. FH Health, protecting communities, companies, and families.
What's that noise?
Oh, that's a herd of cattle destroying our IT room.
At Cable Monkey, we won't let just any animals loose on your IT infrastructure. Cable Monkey offers high-quality installation, maintenance, and repair services focused on your commercial IT infrastructure. Structured cabling, camera systems, access control. Whatever you need, Cable Monkey has you covered. Higher quality, less expense, and no headaches. Cable Monkey. Get your free quote today at cablemonkey.org.
Toronto's news. Now, this is 680 News.
Clear skies and 1 degree in downtown Toronto. Good morning. I'm Tiwana Turner. Here are the top stories this hour. Pregnant pregnant women will soon be able to get a vaccine shot as the province set to move them into the highest risk category. More details expected to be released later today. No flights from India and Pakistan for 30 days. That's the order from the feds in an attempt to stop the variant of concern currently ravaging those countries. The province reported its highest death count of the third wave with 40 deaths in the past 24 hours. Officials say more people are now dying at home. 680 News Time, 1:45. Now time for 680 Sports, some Sportsnet 590 The Fan. Here's Shoa Lee.
The Toronto Maple Leafs snapped their 5-game losing streak on Thursday night. They beat the Winnipeg Jets 5-3. They'll also take a 6-point lead over the Jets for the top spot in the North Division. And afterwards, goaltender Jack Campbell spoke to the media about his recent struggles.
Over the last couple weeks, I've learned, being a little bit too hard on myself isn't necessarily always the best thing. Just kind of let it go. And tonight, I just battled, and I thought the guys battled in front of me. So, there's obviously things I always want to work on, and I'll continue to do that. But, ultimately we got the 2 points, and that's a huge win against a really good team.
The rematch will be on Saturday on Hockey Night in Canada. The Blue Jays, meanwhile, they were off on Thursday, but we did get media availability from Ross Atkins instead. He said George Springer will play an inter-squad game Friday, and that Nate Pearson will also pitch in a simulated game Friday as well. The Blue Jays will kick off their series against the Rays on Friday at Tropicana Field. And let's get to some other NHL scores. Bruins beat the Sabres 5-1. The Lightning knocked off the Jackets 3-1. Jakub Vrana had 4 goals for Detroit in their 7-3 win over Dallas. And familiar faces Cody Ceci and Kasperi Kapanen both scored in the Penguins' 5-1 win over the Devils. Sports at 15 and 45 past every hour or anytime at sportsnet.ca/590.
What does it mean to be exceptional? Take two companies that intimately know their craft and witness as they create a design story for those who dare to be different. Appliance Canada and Thermador, strong partners that bring innovation to life and invite you to experience exceptional moments. Moments like our Thermador 1-2 free event.